My name is Manel Torres, and I'm originally from Barcelona, Spain. And basically, I've been in UK for probably 15 years. And basically, I'm the founder of Fabricant Limited, which is based here at Imperial College, representing the technology of the spray-on fabric. I came to UK to study at the Royal College of Art to do a master degree in fashion women's wear. Then from that, I already conceived the idea of spray-on fabric. And then from there, I just went to work in India and different places just to experience, it's like working as a fashion designer. And then basically had the opportunity to be able to develop this idea of the spray-on fabric. As a fashion designer, a great tool to be able to create a new way of dressing, almost like think for totally something that will be a new way of revolutionize, like a new way of constructing garments. It's like a little bit like speed the whole process of traditional way of constructing garments. I was on a wedding which a friend was getting married, and that product called silly string, which basically from an aerosol comes this cord. Then basically my friend was getting all covered with that silly string, and that kind of gave me, like, say, well, if it's that from that aerosol it comes that string, why cannot create a mist and create a non-woven material from an aerosol? And basically all started from there, and here we are. The spray-on fabric, it is composed of suspension of fibers, which is like basically these fibers there with binders and fibers, which with the process of spraying, well, basically it forms a fabric. And this fabric, the beauty about this fabric is like when it reaches to the area where you spray, either let's talk skin or any surface, it reached already dry. I needed access to labs, I needed access to scientific knowledge, and basically someone that could guide me my experiments. I needed to learn a methodology of work scientifically. Then basically here, coming at Imperial College, it really has helped me, because every experiment that I've done, I could make a totally documentary and database of basically gradually growing and developing something that was very much the idea of what I was looking for, and then having some input through my supervisors. I think I will say that, for example, for any type of research or anything, the important is to identify, and surround yourselves with, colleagues and people which will be able to help you. I always, when people ask me, say, well, why you approached Imperial College for some help? It means basically, during my research, it's like I just found that during the exhibition of Crystal Palace, basically Prince Albert and the Queen Victoria, they just donated all this area for creating museums, universities, and the whole idea, which their seed comes from the Victorians, of the cross-linking disciplines. And then basically it's just something that, I was part of this idea that Royal College of Art is next door to Imperial College, and then I needed lab facilities and knowledge in science, and it was like, like a normal approach of crossing the road and coming and knock the door here and inviting me to collaborate and develop the spray-on fabric. And then basically another amazing thing is, like, as in this interview you could hear some opera singing. That is, again, it's like we have Royal College of Music next door, and it's very nice to be creating and working with the spray-on fabric and listening, opera in our offices or labs. It's like, for me, I see this project always as the end user. Then, my drive, my goal always has been to realize this fashion show, which was realized last year. was like a nice way of showing a technology which could be used for many applications with some aesthetics, but just on fashion where the original idea was before. This morning, it's like we kind of freshen up this hat, which basically is basically a wire. It's like it's a structure of wire, like millinery wire, and then basically it's being sprayed, and then we made it especially for you that it smells. It's like you could have a hat which smells. Does it smell? The whole theme was basically inspired on architecture and crinolines, almost like giving the homage to the Victorians, but in totally a new way of creating Victorian dresses, and mixed with architecture. It means basically we just use structures so that, we could spray the material and then basically it could just be attached through these structures. I think the questions that everyone asks is like, say, well, does it reach dry to your skin? Do you have to wait before you could, how long do you have to wait to set? Also, again, another question is like, how do you remove that garment? When you spray, it dries instantly. It basically separates from the skin, which that allows you to remove the clothing, and then basically you can wear it again. And the good thing is like you can wash it again. Means basically we have a garment that can be reused. If it tears, basically it's very easy to repair. It's like today we conduct some research here in Fabricant, basically which is based on automotive industry, which basically is the whole area of upholstery. The media has been our communicators of this technology to worldwide, just to giving the chance for everyone to consider how this technology could be used. My whole aim of this technology is a technology for everyone. It's a technology that everyone will be able to do something with this technology. It's the technology for all of us. And one of my challenges now is how I could bring it to the market as fast as possible so that we can all use it. Basically, the projects which we develop now, basically they're in NDAs, in confidential agreements, which I cannot disclose. But as I mentioned, basically they're into these fields, medical fields, which for me is fascinating for a fashion designer to be also creative on the medical field. Also, as a fashion designer, it's amazing to be creative into the process of manufacturing cars, as well as on things like maybe boring or, like as cleaning. Means how to make cleaning more interesting and more fun and fashionable. I think for me that is a challenge which is nice to be involved. It's basically, as you can see, it drapes very nice. You can have some see-through as well as very opaque. We use several types of fibers. Fibers, we can go from natural to synthetic fibers. Colors is also, it's like there is no problem. You could have different colors. You could have also particles. In this case, it's like we illustrate the particles with glitter. Means basically have materials that could be with glitter. And then also we have materials which they're as the same as the hat. That's why we keep it on a kitchen foil, because it's very smelly. And basically this one, it's like here we have a t-shirt. Yeah, this is like the front. I think will take 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes. It's quite quick. It all depends how thick do you want the t-shirt. It's like you could create it as thick as you want, or very fine, or very see-through. My advice for everyone is like dream high and make your dreams come reality. This project basically started as a dream, and this dream is coming reality. It means basically I will advise you and just, have your dream and go for it, and be patient. You know, it's like dreams, they don't come when you wish them. Means basically for me to have my first fashion show, this technology took 10 years. Means then be patient, be prepared that things takes time and sometimes could be faster.